Hello and welcome back to Song Surveys on Sofas with Superheroes, the sub-series. So this week is a new song. Last week we did an old song, so this is definitely a new song week. And I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard to choose. There were a lot of good bands that came out with some really good songs, but I ultimately chose to do this band because they came out with their album, so I figured for the rest of the year they wouldn't really be coming out with a lot of new music. And all the other bands came out with just singles, so I kind of figured hopefully they'll be coming out with full albums in the future, so I decided to use this band because I really do like the album as a whole. Every song on it is really good, and so definitely wanted to highlight this artist this week. So anyway, the artist is Oso Oso, and I actually randomly saw them live for a band that I kind of just went to a show on a chance. And they opened and I love them and have been listening to them ever since. So I'm really excited. They came out with a new album and again, really like their songs on this album. So hopefully it'll be really good. Unfortunately, I won't be able to see them for this tour this time because I'm already going to a show when they're here in DC. So that kind of stinks. But I'm really excited about this song. So let's get into it. So the song is Basking in the Glow, which is also the title of the album. And really like this song. Again, really like all the songs on this album, but this song particularly stuck out to me, grabbed my attention when I first was listening to this CD as a whole. So it starts with instrumental build, and at first it's just the bass, and then the guitar and drums come in simultaneously, and there's some music changes throughout this, so it's like 30 seconds of music, and it does kind of change as you're listening to it, so I kind of like that you get this instrumental introduction, which I feel like, especially like nowadays, not so many songs do that as much, especially for such a long period of time and with so much complexity to it. So I really liked that beginning. And yeah, so then it gets really complex, the music, and like a little bit more complicated with all these instruments and different sounds and things like that. And then it gets much simpler once the lyrics for the verse come in. So I really love the third and fourth line. I felt it when you said that I'd adjust the mess. And so I really love the choice of words for adjust. I think that it is fantastic. So it gives me the feeling of this person is saying that you're not going to clean it, you're not going to fix it, you're just going to adjust it, right? You're going to keep that same bad, messy thing, and instead of fixing it, you're basically just going to change it, and then it will still be that bad, messy thing, just kind of in a different form or temporarily in a different way. And then I think that goes really well with that line, I felt it when you said, as in like that was like a realization, like, oh wow, like I'm not going to be able to fix this, like I am just going to be able to just move it and change it, but in doing that keep it the same. So I really like that. I think that's an interesting concept. Definitely never put the lines adjust the mess together like that, so I really do love that line. And again, I like the feeling that this singer was like, oh wow, that really like affected me and impacted me and kind of got me to this moment of realization. So I really think that those two lines are really fantastic in that first verse. And so then for the next line, after those two lines, they have background vocals just for the one line, which I love. I think that's a great choice. It really breaks up the verse in such a great way. And so the line is, there was nothing I could do. So that's the line that's repeated. But then I also love the next lines after that, to see your point of view, and that's the truth. I love the pronoun I in that statement. There was nothing I could do. I think it's really fantastic, as opposed to nothing you could do. Because I think a lot of times when, someone is trying to show you their point of view, an easy thing is like, look, there's nothing that you can say or do to make me believe you. But this time, this person is saying there was nothing I could do. As much as I wanted to and I wanted to try, there was just nothing I could do to see your point of view. So I really, really like that. I think that's fantastic. And I also really love the addition, and that's the truth, because I feel like, again, if you're thinking in terms of these two people having an argument with each other, you get this feel of, just tell me the truth. Like I don't understand why you can't just be honest with me. And it's like, no, that's the truth. That's it. And that's the truth. I can't understand what you're seeing. So I love that line. And I think it really kind of completes that verse in a fantastic way. And that's the truth. Like, there's nothing we can do. So I love that. And again, I really like that kind of the singer is blamed, right? I couldn't do anything. I tried and I couldn't, to see your point of view. And that's just the way that it is. And that's just the truth. So I really love that verse overall. I think it was fantastic. So then they go into a pre-chorus, and there's a quick instrumental transition between the verse and the pre-chorus, and there's like a shift and it becomes simpler, but as the pre-chorus is saying, it kind of builds up and then goes into the chorus. So I like that. I think it's a good effect. Again, it kind of separates the different pieces of the pre-chorus. So the line, I also love these lines because it's like a conversation. So this is where we first learn that it's a female. She says, "I hate the taste of the rust." I really love that line. I think it's super interesting. So rust is in terms of something that's old and has like been decaying and used to be like shiny and great, and now is just kind of deteriorating. So I like that. I really like that concept. I like that idea a lot. And then the next line is, "I said, I hate how I think too much." And I just like completely love that concept of thinking too much, just overall. But then the way that it's said is also super intriguing. So I hate how I think too much. And just like the idea of overthinking how you overthink is fantastic to me. I love it. I think it's great. And again, I really like that conversational feel, right? She said, and I said. So I love that. And I think the two lines together work really well. And I think they're both super interesting lines. I hate the taste of the rust, right? Not just rust, of the rust. So I like that it's a very specific rust. I think that adds to the feel that these two are having a conversation about something that is specific to them. So I like that. And then again, I really love, I hate how I think too much. I love that line. It's so good and just so clever, like that overthinking. I love it. So then after that, we go into the chorus, and there's a percussion build, and then the chorus starts with a music shift from the pre-chorus. So there's two lines that are repeated, and then they have a last line that is different from the first two lines. So this is where prolongation comes in. Love this. This is where they totally keep and hold words, and I think it makes it feel like this super unique part of the song, which is awesome because I think that's what choruses should sound like, a unique part of the song. That and the bridge are pretty much like the things that should be different. So I love this. I think that's great. I really love the prolongation with some of the words. So the lines that are repeated are "these days," and on days it's held, but also you get this background vocals come in. So I think that was really great too. "It feels like all I know is this phase." Again, that word is held, phase. "I hope I'm basking in the glow." So that's the part that's repeated. And then after the second repetition, you get the line, "Is there something bigger I don't know?" So I really like the chorus. The music transitions, and actually I like the chorus more later in the song, and I'll explain why and what that's about later. So then we get back into the second verse, and love the whole verse. So good. But my favorites are, "You'll know when I quit, 'cause it never seems to fail. The weaker side prevails, and my weaker side prevails." So I love the use of quit and fail in the same verse. I don't so much think that they're related because the line before the "so you'll know when I quit" line kind of more relates than the next line, "it never seems to fail." Those parts seem to be different to me in terms of just the words and the singing. But I do like them together, and I think that even though they are kind of connected indirectly, I just also love the idea of "you'll know when I quit," in terms of saying something like, "Oh, you've given up," or you haven't been doing X, Y, and Z, so you've given up. So, "Oh no, you'll know. I haven't quit yet. You'll know when I quit. Trust me, you'll feel it. You'll get that sense." So I really like that idea. And then "it never seems to fail." I love that they repeated the weaker side prevails with "my" instead of the. I think that was a fantastic choice. And it's interesting because sometimes I don't love straight up repetition, although this isn't straight up repetition. They did change the word the to my. But I really like it in this song because it is more of a conversation, at least in that one part of the pre-chorus. And so I think the fact that the lead singer is basically saying, this is what tends to happen in life. It happened to me. So I really like that it's basically a direct idea of, this is what happens sometimes, but I'm telling you, this is what happened. My weaker side prevailed. So I really love that repetition. I think it really, again, like kind of adds to this storytelling of the song. So we get this concept and then this confirmation that this concept has happened to this particular singer. So I really like that line. Think it was a really good choice for the second verse. Loved it. So then the music changes for the pre-chorus, and nothing about the music changes from the first pre-chorus to the second pre-chorus, but the lyrics are totally different. So you still get that slight drop and then that build up, but the lyrics are totally different. So I love the first line, and I hate the way I miss your touch. I think that is just like such a sad but sweet line, and I think that happens a lot to people. They want to get over someone and it's hard, and you just constantly like badger yourself for still missing things that you shouldn't be missing. So I just love that line. I think it's a great introduction for the second pre-chorus, really good. Then the music changes again and goes back into the chorus with no change until the end. So the last line is changed. So the first two parts are the same, right? That repetition of those two lines, and then we get to the end. And the last line is, oh, I am basking in the glow. So I don't know if they just put oh to make it work with the music or if that was intentional. I really hope it was intentional, because the way I understand it to be is could be like realization, oh, I'm basking in the glow, or it could even be like a little bit of a glow, like, oh, I'm basking in the glow. So I just love that was in there, and it kind of gives you this almost like ability to interpret what that means. I personally think it's like the realization, oh, this is happening, like a surprise, a little bit of like awe, versus like the latter where it's like braggy. But it's just an interesting thing, and I love that just this one, word, I guess, like this one expression, this one exclamation, I don't even know what it's called, is so great, and it just adds such a great feel and makes the chorus, even though it's exactly the same in the beginning, take on this storytelling feel. So now all of a sudden you have this chorus that's exactly the same except for that last line, and that last line is a pretty major one. You are now having this revelation of, oh my gosh, I'm basking in the glow. I hoped I was before, but now it's really happening. So after the chorus, the music doesn't really change in intensity. It kind of keeps continuing, but there's definitely some guitar prominence that comes for the bridge as opposed to the part of the chorus. So there is some musical change, but the like intensity and fullness of the music does not change for the bridge. And I really love the lyrics of the bridge, like so fantastic. And so after the first two lines, the lines are, learn this lesson far too much. It'll only bring you down, which is held. I love that. Carrying someone around in your head. So I love this bridge because of the order. I think it is fantastic. The way that you learn this lesson far too much. So you're like, all right, life lesson coming. I got it. What's this life lesson going to be? It'll only bring you down. Okay, what's going to happen? What's the thing that's bringing me down? To carrying someone around. You're like, oh, okay, so am I like physically carrying someone around, or even like emotionally carrying somebody around? Like as in, I'm lifting you up and I need to be there to support you. And then the next line, it's like, nope, in your head. So I just love that, like, you kind of are like pulled into this progression, and I think it's great. And again, like, this definitely adds to that storytelling feel. You get this story. He was hoping he was in the glow. Now he is basking in the glow. And now you get this, like, I learned this lesson. This is what's going to keep you down. Carrying someone in your head. So I think it's great. I really, again, that first time you hear the song, it really is like just kind of a fantastic like ride. You're like, oh, I don't know what's going to happen next, and I'm okay with that. It's great. And I think it was a really smart order. And the lines are great, and I think that concept of kind of keeping somebody in your mind and thinking about them more than you should is really something that, again, a lot of people struggle with when they are no longer in the relationship that they were in with this person. It's a hard thing, and it definitely keeps you down, and just makes you feel these not positive feelings. And so yeah, like I love it, and I think it's a really well done bridge. That was really great. And then what's even better is, so the first time they repeat in your head, the music is this full gusto-y music, but then there's like this drop in music and a couple seconds go by, and then the repetition of in your head happens again with this simpler like music, and it's again a fantastic choice. Definitely makes the repetition feel totally new and carries you through the end of the bridge with this simpler music. And the simpler music takes you into the next two lines of the last chorus, which are totally different from the original chorus, which I love, right? So you're given this musical change in the bridge, which carries into the next two lines of this chorus, which is different from the original chorus. And so I love that, and I love that they wanted to keep you connected to the chorus with this bridge, and it's just great. A really smart choice. The musically was so good. So the lines for the first two lines in the last chorus: and there's days it feels like all I know is her face, which is held, and I'm just basking in its glow. So I love the changes. I love these. This is different. So in the original one, it's these days, and then now it's theirs, like there are, right? There's days. So I think that was really well done. And then I also love it's versus the, right? In the glow, and now it's a specific glow, it's glow, right? The face glow. So I just love that these lines are different. I think the music is different. It definitely feels different, and it's so great. And again, it really keeps with this storytelling. Now we're like totally in the thick of this story. There's days where I just like can't stop thinking about it, and I am not hoping, I am basking in its glow. So I really like that. And then the two first lines of the chorus are repeated after those two lines, and it's pretty typical from the original chorus. Again, that strong full music is still playing and going. And then after those two lines repeat one time, there's three new lines that end the song and end the chorus. And there's definitely like a music shift. The intensity is still there, but I feel like the music is a little bit different, and it fits these three shorter lines and kind of goes in that style. So I do love that change. And again, I could be totally wrong, but that's what it sounded like to me when I listened to it over and over again. Anyway, so the last three lines are changed. So after that repetition of the first two lines of the original chorus, the last three lines are, yes, I'm basking in the glow. Oh God, I'm basking in the glow. Something bigger, I don't know. So I really love that, again, you get this story feel. I'm hoping, I'm confirming, I definitely am. Oh God, like it's really happening. So I just love that moment of realization and what that could mean, and that it's not necessarily a good thing. That's how I interpret that. Oh God, like, oh man, this is not good. Like, this is a problem. So I love that, and I think it's such a great way to pull the whole song together at the end. Fantastic choice. Love it, love it, love it. And then even the last line, it's like you get this kind of almost hope, something bigger, like does this mean something bigger? Will this lead to something bigger? But then kind of at the end, you still, I don't know, we'll see. Like, so I just love it. I think the story in this song is definitely there, and it's done in such a clever way. And it's a good song. I really love the music to this song too. I think the instrumental part is fantastic, and I do love that you get this introduction, and even the music in the bridge is really good. It's simpler, but it's still good, and then to connect it into the chorus, and all the music transitions work so well. Really love this song. Really excited about this new album. So yeah, let me know what you think. Have you listened to the song? Have you never heard of them before? Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.